We are in the heart of the Gulch. I'm your host, Tony Mendoza, and today I'm very excited for my guest all the way from Florida. We got Rye Rivers in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, Big T? How you doing?
Dude, I am, first of all, I love the outfit. The moment I saw you walk in the room, I was like, that is something I'd wear, bro.
Yeah.
I guess I was wearing a totally different outfit, and I was like, man, he's either going to show up in black or white, and I'm going to match the vibe.
You want to borrow it? What size shoe are you? No,
okay. You know, what do you think? You brought it up.
You're like a 9.5.
Dude, on the money? Stop it. Right, what's going on, man? How's it in Nashville, Tennessee?
I love it. I love it. I love being here. It's my favorite place on earth.
So you're right now just kind of going through a bunch of things. Tell the folks what you were just doing a second ago, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah, so I'm still coming off of that. We woke up today and we got to go to Ocean Way Studios, just outside of here, and record the national anthem for BMI. That was one of the 12 people selected to do it, and then it gets broadcasted to over like 200 different news stations, and they get to use it for the beginning of, I guess, all their segments. So
you make that sound like it's such a humble brag, bro. That is, first of all, BMI is humongous.
Because I'm still living in it. I'm still coming off the ride from it.
What was the? You said you were playing with a very special item when you were doing it.
Yeah, Billy Joel's piano, actually. So it was. Dude. I'm not sure if it was the one he just played on it, or if it was the one that he recorded. I think they said it was the one he recorded Piano Man on, because I remember them telling me that.
You know, there's a lot of fun things that I've heard while people are sitting in there. I've had people play with Paul McCartney's guitar and all these other things. But what's it like when you get behind a musical equipment? Does it have like a vibe? Does it have like an aura about it?
I think so. I definitely think you can feel the energy from it. I didn't know that until I was like kind of halfway into playing it, and then they told me, manager Chris was like, should we tell him or not? He's like, definitely tell him. They didn't want me to get nervous, I guess. I don't know.
What other experiences have you had
the piano
so far?
With me. It's in our car.
Oh, do you got it?
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to that. Well, I did see that we got a truck that pulled up with the piano in the building. You would be, performing later after this episode.
Yeah.
That's the first time we've ever had someone have a piano shipped and dropped off.
Rye Rivers, y'all.
Yeah, I know. Big time over here.
No, it's just sometimes it makes more sense to do that than bringing mine from home, because we have to travel. So.
Well, first of all, I have flex with you, Southwest, because if Southwest allowed people to bring their stuff, it would be a lot easier now.
I heard about that. That was like a whole big thing.
It's a sad thing, but you know, we're going through it. We're living through life.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, Rye, so yeah, man, tell me about some experiences you've had where you've had that kind of pinch me moment, kind of like that aura of playing with the piano. Have you had a few experiences like that so far in music?
Definitely. I would say probably one of my last shows I just did back in Fort Lauderdale was one of the openers for the festival, and it was just really cool. There was probably 1,000 people in the crowd.
Which festival?
It was called Rock the Block. Yeah. It was just a really surreal moment. It was a cool acoustic set. So again, they had a piano on stage that they brought in, and I got to do my songs and have my buddy come up and play some with me while I got to stand up and perform. So that was a pretty cool moment to be like in my hometown and doing that and playing in front of friends and family. It always makes it more special.
How many people know how amazing your voice is over there?
I think we're starting to build a pretty big hometown following. That's kind of been the goal since Chris and I started working together. My manager was, let's just take over like our hometown. Like, let's be the go-to vocalist in Fort Lauderdale for like any events, whether it's national anthem or any kind of events where they need singers and stuff like that. So, we're working on it.
Have you ever sang the national anthem in front of people yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell them how challenging that truly is.
I actually love it. I love singing that song. It's so empowering to me. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's a release for me singing that song. I really enjoy it. So I've done it at a couple different charities now, which was really cool to have that experience. For me as a singer, I feel like when I'm in the situations where I get to sing it live and perform it before an audience, I lock it in way better than if I like rehearsed it 1,000 times. And then I had to go, especially when you're in a recording studio and there's like 7 people watching you, and it's like, you have to be on time in a certain amount of, I had to play in a certain amount of time. They gave me like a time constraint. Yeah. So I had to morph kind of how I usually do it and to fit that. But having that experience of playing it at these different charity events and stuff was really helpful. So it was...
Yeah, because everyone kind of has their own way of doing things, right? It's, especially with a song that powerful, where you kind of have to put your mindset ready to go to perform and deliver such a soulful kind of experience? Because I've heard your music, dude. And first of all, you have such a soulful voice.
Oh, thank you.
It's very cool. And then also you're now kind of evolving into country. It's so unique because I was kind of going a deep dive on your influences, because your mom and your dad have two different sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson and R&B.
Okay, yep.
But I'm curious to know, out of your favorite that you're listening to from your mom's side, what was your favorite R&B or slow jams or musicians?
Yeah, definitely Michael. I mean, I love Michael. I was raised on a lot of him. Today's people, I would say like probably Bruno Mars and Teddy Swims are two of my favorite right now. I feel like, I don't know, I'll die on this cross, but on this hill, I mean, Bruno Mars is like our version of Michael Jackson today. But Bruno, love Whitney, Alicia Keys, John Legend, Luther Vandross.
So you can kind of go all over. My mom was the same exact
Earth, Wind
way.
and Fire.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's some of the best when it comes to like music and kind of driving those different types of sounds. Michael Jackson, I think, did it best, but we wouldn't have Michael Jackson if we didn't have Quincy Jones. So rest in peace, Quincy Jones. Right. But I'm curious to know, what's your favorite Michael Jackson album?
Thriller.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite out of Thriller?
Thriller, probably PYT. Human Nature.
Okay, I like
Human
that.
Nature.
Man, mine is the one before that. So Off the Wall. Off the Wall's my favorite. And it's just Rock With You.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
sing
go
that
wrong
song
with
all
Rock
the time. That's been in my cover list for you. Gotta feel that heat. We gon' ride the boogie. Share that beat of love. Yeah.
I like that. All right.
That was funny. On the way here, at the airport, manager hands him a business card and was like, "Make sure you guys follow Mrs. Rye Rivers," and they made me sing for him at the where you drop your bags off and stuff. And I sang "Rock With You" for him.
Really? Really?
At the counter.
Just right now?
Literally.
Dude.
On the way yesterday.
That's how you know we're in tune right now, because if that happened. But first of all, how many times does your manager tell you, all right, sing for them?
He never even has to say it. And that's the second time we've had it done at the airport. The last time was when we were leaving Nashville. They made me do it. But he's just like, here, follow him on socials. This is his business card. And they're like, oh my God, you got to sing us a song. Because they kind of had to help me out because my TSA pre-check wasn't on my ticket. So they had to do like a little extra work to like get it through and process. And I was, they were like, all right, you got to sing for us now because we did all that for you.
What's it like to truly have a voice, and a powerful voice that can hit different ranges?
Yeah.
Just within a person, because it's not like, I would think if I was able to sing, I would just be finding dumb reasons to sing.
I do all the time.
Yeah.
I'll sneeze and be like, achoo. I do it all the time. You got people around me humming or singing all the time. But that's how I've always like pictured myself as a vocalist. Like that's your job as a singer, to be able to interpret things and sing anything, So as a vocalist, I feel like you should always be, kind of going outside of your comfort zone and trying new things, because that's all singers are, is we're a culmination of singers we've heard growing up, and then you take that in and you make it your own thing. But everyone, from Michael Jackson to like George Strait, those you bring those influences in and then you make your sound. So
you talked about just having the ability. With great power comes great responsibility when you have a voice. But I want to know, how are you training your voice? Are you doing exercises? Are you drinking special teas? Spill the tea for the people that are watching it.
So teas don't do anything, and anything you drink when you sing, your vocal cords and where the food and everything goes down, it's separated. So for those out there, when you drink tea, it helps, it feels nice, but it really doesn't do anything for your vocals. But no, I've been working with my vocal coach, Miss Tandy, for I think about 3 years now, and she's been instrumental in me getting to the level that I wanted to be at, and really like finding my voice, because as an artist, I feel like that's a big thing, is like you have a direction where you want to go, but like locking in on like your sound, and finding that sound, like what separates you when you're on the radio and stuff, and you're like, oh, that's a Rye River song, oh, that's a Teddy Swims song.
What are you starting to find out? Where are you deeping down?
It was just like kind of like locking in and like figuring out what works, and like from that I've written so many more songs just from like finding more of who I am as an artist and like how I want my voice to be, and locking in on that. So it's
what have you noticed that you had to tune out? So when you're going through these, going through vocal progressions, what are some things that you realize like, okay, maybe I have to drop this?
Absolutely. So coming from a non-musical family, I really had to like find my own way into music and like really teach myself how to play piano, how to write songs, how to sing. You know, I never grew up in like a household where people were singing and stuff. So with that, you learn some bad habits. You know, I used to like push a lot and like overdo it and like be a little loud, and honestly just learning how to like pull back and tell a story. And I think from there, that's where, you know, my voice really started to shine, and you find different nuances in your voice and different things you can do and how much you can do with a little. You know, you don't need to give so much to get what you want out of your voice, stuff like that. And then, holding yourself accountable. You know, as a singer, it's a certain lifestyle you have to live. Some people choose not to do that, but then they can't sing for very long. So like learning those, like how to go about your day and stuff, making sure you're doing the exercise, making sure you're staying hydrated, drinking water, making sure you're doing proper warm-ups before you go to sing, and just, you know, for a couple hours, and the next day your voice is kind of shot. Alcohol consumption, smoking, things like that. You know, it's a lifestyle choice you really have to make if you want to be at like that top level where you're doing it day after day after day, like a Taylor Swift or a Bruno Mars or a Teddy Swims. I mean, you have to be locked in, dialed in, you know, working out, keeping everything nice and in shape so that you can rely on your voice every day, because the voice is the one instrument. It's with you everywhere you go, and it's exposed to the elements. So it's not like, you know, a guitar or a keyboard.
You know, you're absolutely right. And I love that you're able to describe that, because there are a lot of musicians.
I love it. I geek out on this stuff. I love the voice. So.
Well, see, that's important, because as being a musician, there are a lot of musicians out there that indulge in drinking at every show.
And great, you have to have fun.
But they're not always the people that have such a dynamic range.
Sure.
So, for example, I'm not going to name out any names. I'm not going to say anything like that. But what I'm going to say is that when you go to a show and you see someone drinking a little too much, or you're starting to see the show get a little rowdy, well, typically they don't have that vocal progression, that vocal range that have to stay in tune the whole time. You are going in that lane where I'm going to be singing ballads. I'm going to be singing fun country songs.
Absolutely.
So you kind of have to have that, what's the word I'm looking for, where you're holding back and you're not going all the way in with drinking. What's the term? There's a term there.
Like, constrained.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maturity. You gotta have the maturity, you know.
And you know, you can have fun and have some drinks and stuff, but for me personally, I have really bad allergies, so I'm always fighting that as a singer every day. It's a challenge just to get through like the mucus and stuff. So alcohol just wears down my voice. So if I like indulge and have fun and I want to drink and stuff, I have to know like, all right, my schedule's kind of clear. You know, I can do it. And don't get me wrong, like you take a shot here or there, it's fun, whatever. But it just wears my voice out. So
well, when I think of drinking, I think of lower than Fort Lauderdale. I think of Miami. And when I think about having kind of pollen, I think about coming to Nashville, Tennessee. So God bless you for having to deal with both of those areas.
Right? I know. I did get a little stuffy yesterday when we got here. I was like, Manager Chris, he's like, are you getting sick? And I'm like, no, it's just my allergies.
What's it like growing up in South Florida? Because it's a, like you've said it in multiple of your interviews, right? It's a melting pot. There's so many different people, but I'm curious to know, what's your favorite piece of the gumbo down there in Florida?
So I was kind of raised split between Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, and my dad's farm in Okeechobee. But being in Pompano Beach, it really is a melting pot. I mean, I love the water. Outside of music, I love spending time on the water, boating and stuff like that. So that's a big part of, I think, who I am too. And even my sound, like as I write songs and look for other songs and stuff, like the boating, beachy, fun ones, like the Kenny Chesney vibes, I love stuff like that. But growing up there, no, it was really cool because you're exposed to different cultures. Miami is like a whole nother world compared to like even Fort Lauderdale up to Palm Beach. Like I rarely go to Miami just because it's so different.
It's a universe, man. It's
really a universe. I mean, you go down there and like most of the stuff is in Spanish. Like it's Spanish first, and then oh, you speak English? Oh, okay. But besides that, it's just like different cultures. You know, going to school down there and growing up, you're around people from all over the world, and it was just a really cool. You know, you don't get a skewed view of what the world is. You really kind of get exposed to different cultures and lifestyles and ways of life. So it's cool.
What is a misconception about someone who's from Florida that everyone outside of the state thinks about?
I think people think of Florida and they think of Miami only, right? Where like Miami and Tampa, they're like pockets on the outside of Florida, but the rest of Florida is pretty country. Like you go like where my dad lives in Okeechobee, and they have thick country accents, and that's only 2 hours for me in Fort Lauderdale. I always say Florida is the only state you go north to go south. Because as you go north, it's all country. I think one of our biggest exports is cattle. So that kind of gives you, an idea.
100%, because, first of all, people forget that Florida is part of the SEC, which is probably the most country area in the United States, the southeastern United States. But also when we think about Florida, I think about, first of all, the amazing food. You have some of the best food in that state. Shout out to y'all that are out there in Florida. Please have some Puerto Rican food for me, please. But outside of that, Florida, you also get exactly what you're talking about, that great mix of straight up country, but then you have, I heard someone talk about the other day where it's that country beachy sound. I don't know what the term is that for that, but it's
Beach Cowboy.
Beach Cowboy. There you go. You haven't run that one yet, have you?
No, that would be a good song though. I'm gonna write that one down.
What is your beach playlist when you are on the beach?
My beach playlist. Definitely some Kenny Chesney. Good yacht rock. Like I love like that type of stuff too. Like the Blue Eyed Soul. Like the Bee Gees.
The Whispers.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, on the boat, it can be anything. Usually we're having a good time on the boat, so anything upbeat and something fun to dance to.
I'm curious to know, man, you look like a fit guy. Absolutely.
Yeah,
you look like a fit guy, so talk to me about everything.
Fitness is a big part of my lifestyle and who I am as a person. I used to go call myself the swole singer. You could probably, some of the old posts probably have that on there and like the hashtags and stuff. But so fitness has always been a big part of my life. I've been working out and playing sports my whole life growing up, and it's something that just keeps me sane as a person, especially as a vocalist too. I always like to work out. Like it doesn't matter if I'm singing at like 8 a.m. then I'm waking up at like 3 o'clock so I can like work out and like get a workout in. But my dad actually, his side of the family, heart disease runs in the males, so that's always been something that's like been in the back of my mind. I think when he was like my age, he had stents put in at like 28. So
28?
Yeah. So that's always been something I think that's ingrained in my brother and I. That's why we're just like if we don't work out, we get kind of crazy. We're like, oh shoot.
Man, that's wild, because my dad, who just turned 35, just got stents put in. So
your dad just turned 35?
Excuse me, 65.
I was like, damn.
I was giving him a compliment, okay?
Yeah.
But when I think
he doesn't like me to say his age.
Yeah, exactly. How dare you? Sorry, Dad. But anyway, outside of that, though, it's scary, because health and wellness goes more than just being a musician. That talks about just having a great lifestyle. So I'm curious to know, you already talked about water. Do you know why we're aging better? Well, I already kind of prefaced it, but the reason why we're aging better than all the other generations, because we drink the most water. Everyone else, you think about your dad and my dad, they drank Coke growing up a lot.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had a Coke?
Been a minute.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm curious to know, what are the foods that you're eating to stay with that healthy lifestyle?
I try to cook whenever I can. It's kind of hard with the crazy schedule that I have, but just trying to eat like home cooked meals and stuff like that. And I'm always trying to be cognizant of that when I go out to eat. Just something, eat a couple salads here and there when I can, rather than a few burgers and beers.
What's your guilty pleasure food that you have on a cheat day?
Oh, I love pizza. I love Italian food, and love a good fried chicken sandwich too.
Make me Rise Pizza Place. What's going to be the name of the pizza? And then what's going to be on the pizza?
It'd probably be like Rise Pie. I don't know. What's going to be on the pizza? I'm pretty basic when it comes to my pizza. I don't like to get too crazy. I like just like a good margarita pizza if it's like dialed in right with the right cheese. Or probably like a bacon ranch.
A bacon ranch pizza. There you go. See, that doesn't sound that normal.
I don't like spicy foods. I don't like to fight my food. I know.
Hey, I get it, man.
Especially as a singer too. I got acid reflux. I got allergies. I'm old, man. I'm an old soul.
Man, first, you're an old soul. You're not old. And another thing is...
My back says different, but keep going.
Oh, well, at least it's not your knees.
True.
I used to be able to squat more, and now I can't squat anymore.
Dang.
I turned 33 this year, and every bit of the way, my eyes starting to slowly fade away. My knee is starting to finally... I could probably make it pop right now if I wanted to. Not like that, but outside of that...
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Talk to me about that evolution into country and how much you're starting to enjoy making music. And also talk about the upcoming single by the time that we're recording this.
Yeah. So we got the single coming out. For me, I feel like it's a return to my roots. I mean, I love country. I was raised on country. In my early writing and music career and the stuff that I put out was more like pop soul stuff, right? I feel like that's just kind of attributed to kind of the area that I was in, being in South Florida and kind of, who the people that I was surrounded by. But I've always loved country. I've been in recording sessions where the producer's like, wait, we got to take that back. There's too much twang in there. Like, you sound like a country singer. And I had to like kind of, change how I would sing the song. And I got to the point I was like, man, what am I doing? Like, I love country. I wrote this badass song that I have coming out called Kiss a Cowboy. And that just kind of opened up the doors. I've always loved Nashville. I used to always try to like make our family vacation here and stuff because I was just, I don't know, there's something about this town that I was drawn to. I wonder why. But it just, I wrote that song. I was like, I want to put this out. And honestly, it's been like the best experience of my life. It's changed my life. Everything's come so much easier in music and like the business side of it and everything. The people that I've attracted to my life, my manager, my vocal coach, just from all going in, my publicist, shout out Anna, and Dawn at Burning Ground and Corfiard. Everything's just come so much easier. So I think it's the universe, confirming like, yeah, you're on the right path. This is it. So
speaking of which though, what's it like to, have someone believe in your vision, help you find the sound, and then from there, tell everyone the story about how you performed it the same day that you recorded it? That was crazy.
Yeah, you did your research. All right. Yeah, that was a crazy day. There's multiple times when me and my manager just looked at each other and we're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Because we recorded the song, then I ended up playing him some other stuff that I wrote, and he found one that he liked out of the mix, so we ended up co-writing that song. So I record my song with this amazing music royalty country music producer. Then I have a co-write with him, and then we went to the Commodore Lounge just to watch a writers round, and someone didn't show up, so they were like, do you want to go on stage and do the writers round? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. So then I get to go up on stage, and I'm like texting Trey, I'm like, yo, I don't have my keyboard, can you send me like a karaoke track that I can just perform to? And he's like, all right dude, here you go. He sent it to me, and then I got to play the song that day. So it was like, I was tired, Tony.
Well, so what was it like to step on stage in Nashville with country roots in the background, and these people have been playing country music since they were kids?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Humbling. I was definitely very honored to be there, first of all. And it was, it wasn't like they just picked me out of the crowd just to give them a little more legitimacy. I talked to the lady before and told her, I was there and I would love to get on if they would have me. So just to give them that. But it was really cool. It was a really fun learning experience. And now to have that under my belt and do more writers rounds, it was a really, really fun thing.
Have you done more?
I have, yeah. We've done a couple more.
Where at? Do you remember what area of town it was?
The Commodore Lounge, and I can't remember the other one. Actually, it was just there. It was just that one.
Well, there's so many legendary writers rounds here in town, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm guessing you've been to a couple, right? Now, just off the top of your head, we are big fans of Whiskey Jam over here.
Yeah.
And I could totally see you bringing down the house over there on Broadway.
I would love that. Yeah, let's put that out there.
What are some manifestations you have for this year?
For this year, always I would love to play at the Grand Ole Opry. That's like top of the list.
That's at the top.
But I think just connecting with people with this song and building, a solid fan base that I can do this forever on. That's always my goal. It's why I try to stay fit too, so I can do this forever, because I want to do nothing more in life than music every day. To be able to wake up and sing, I think is such a blessing. So, but with the song, I really, again, just trying to build connections here so I can be here full time and be in writers rounds and just perfect my craft, work with other people. I love collaborating. It's a big thing for me. So yeah, just doing that, and then eventually going on tour and maybe being able to open for like a Let's Manifest Tim McGraw or Brooks and Dunn.
Man, you talk about fitness and gorgeous people, man. Tim McGraw is up there, and he's
a good looking dude.
He's a great looking dude, and I don't know his age, but I'm telling you right now, by the amount that he works out, you can't tell his age.
I know.
Do you have a favorite song or a favorite movie he's done?
Favorite movie? The Blind Side.
Me too.
Yeah. But favorite song? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. It'd probably be like something like that, because that's just like nostalgic to me.
I was listening to that for the first time this past weekend.
Humble and Kind. I love that song.
It's Tim McGraw is one of those people that prioritize fitness in his, not only his routine, but you can see it in his shows. And I heard that you're an amazing performer.
Oh, thank you.
where have been some of your favorite shows that you have done, whether it's been in Nashville or in Florida?
I don't know, because there's like a couple of different categories I think about it in. Whether it's like the audience, whether it was like just the connections that we made. I would say in Florida, probably the Rock the Block one that we talked about earlier. That was really cool. It was just a really cool lineup of artists to play at, to play with and meet. So that was a lot of fun.
What's the festival that's by your hometown? The big festival.
Tortuga.
So we're going to manifest that as well. Why not? But talk to me about Tortuga and, you know, how that's inspired you.
Yeah. Well, funny story about Tortuga. That's actually where I got the idea for the song Kiss the Cowboy. Me and my friend, we were watching an artist perform and they were like, oh, what would it be like to kiss a cowboy? And I was like, yeah, that's a really good song idea. So I had it in my mind all weekend, right? I had to go through the festival, whatever, you know, we're having fun, but then come home Monday morning and sit down and just wrote the song. So that was pretty cool. But I love that festival. I've been going to that festival. I think it was his 10th year this year. I was at it again. And I've gone to like 8 of it. And yeah, it's the biggest country music festival. It's literally right in my hometown, but it's literally right on the beach. Like the tour buses pull up and they have to build out, you know, platforms in the sands, and they're like right in front of the ocean. So it's just super cool. It's been such like a mode of inspiration for me growing up there and watching it. So that's absolutely on the board.
So I'm curious to know this. So obviously musicians in Nashville, they focus heavily on guitar. Now, as I stated, we had brought in a piano or a keyboard. So that's something typically you do not see in country music that people are bringing to the stage. So is it a little different?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what sets me apart. I feel like my whole team, we all just kind of do things a little differently here in Rod Rivers land. But yeah, I think it's just another element of kind of being outside of Nashville and coming here. You know, I bring a different mindset, a different vibe to things, and it kind of sets me apart maybe in writers' rooms, besides from, you know, my style and my voice. But yeah, I self-taught on piano, so I think it's you know, when you're in a room full of people playing guitar, it's just another, you know, thing that maybe works for you, you know? I'm
curious to know, so Rivers, where did the name Rivers come from Rye Rivers?
Yeah, rivers are ebb and flowing, right? They just, and they cut through anything that's in their way. So that's what I've always loved about that name. And that's, yeah.
And there's no one else named Rye Rivers. That's an important thing. So
should I talk about my old stage name? So I used to go under Ryan Adam, which is Ryan Adam. That's my name that my mama gave me, my government name. But it got to the point, you know, where I wanted to, you know, make the switch into country. And so it was at the point where I wanted to, you know, a stage name was needed, you know, a new one. I just wanted to, you know, kind of shed that piece of me and move into this new era, if you will. And also, I was tired of people putting an S on my name. People would always say Ryan Adams. And there's a Ryan Adams, and there's a Brian Adams. And trying to build like press and stuff, you'd Google Ryan Adam, and it'd be like, did you mean Ryan Adams? And I'm like, no, damn it. So now it's Rye Rivers, and it's like, bang, there. So.
Well, I love Rye Rivers. I think that is such a cool name. I think it's a name that rolls off the tongue really well.
Thank you.
And when you think about...
Flows off the tongue, right?
I like that.
Now I got my pun.
Yeah, I like how quick-witted you are, because a lot of people don't come up with their own jokes here. I have to do all the dad jokes. Yeah. But speaking of Rye Rivers, though, and the name and you know, having the motivation and going through a name change like that takes a whole nother level of dedication.
Yeah.
And not only from the DSPs and the websites, but it's more importantly what that name is still your name. So that's never going to go away.
Yeah.
But then evolving into Rye Rivers. Do you feel like Rye Rivers is kind of like the alternative you in a way?
I feel like it's who I was always meant to be. You know, I feel like what's that saying? It's like you have to kill who you were born to be and create who you're meant to be. I don't know.
Okay. Shed from the fat into the strong guy.
We have a thing called Ryanisms, me and my team, and I have those quite a few. So
now you got to give me some.
like that. Like I'll just like, oh, this expression, and I say it, and my manager's like, that's not it. No,
so are you gonna make a book of Ryanisms?
That would be a funny thing to do, actually. Yeah, that'd be a good merch item. Actually.
That'd be an amazing merch item. Well, speaking of different items and different topics, we're gonna take another pause in this video. I have a fun little game that you can see to the right hand side of you. We're gonna play it. We're gonna reset, and I'm curious to know the things that may flow from the conversation.
Woo! All right, now, Tony, come on, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't see you guys there. Hey, if you're enjoying the content that we provide, please consider subscribing to our Heart of the Gulch YouTube show. Hit the subscribe button that's right in front of you, or hit the Heart of the Gulch logo over here in the corner. And of course, like magic, hit the recommended subscribe button that's over here in the banner. We would love to have you guys here at the Heart of the Gulch YouTube channel. And let's get you back onto that interview right now. So, Rye, I have this fun game. I just implemented it this year. I'm sure you guys as fans at this point are probably so tired of it, but you know there's a lot of questions on there, so I got to ask them. It's a spin the wheel game.
Okay.
I don't know where it's going to take us, but there is a question that just finally got, it was a 13-run question. It got hit 13 times in a row.
Oh, wow.
We finally broke the streak yesterday, but it's actually the perfect question for you. So I'm hoping we start back the streak.
So we would be 15?
You would be 14.
14.
So bring it up right here.
Rye Rivers can't count. Breaking news.
Now you're good. Now give it a good spin.
All right. A brand new car.
No, not the. It was so close to it. All right, go ahead and read it. What does it say?
Again?
No.
Want me to bump it? Give it a little boop?
You could, but that would be the one.
Weirdest thing you've ever autographed?
And then when you answer it, put it down right here so you get out of the shot.
Oh, God. The weirdest thing I've ever autographed? I don't know. I haven't really done that many autographs yet.
Well, what's the first time you've ever autographed something? Do you remember what it was?
I think it was the coolest one that I was at Tortuga Music Festival.
Okay.
This is probably my favorite. I mean, it's not something weird, but it's my favorite autograph that I've ever done. And this girl, high school girl, came up to me and she's like, "Oh my God, are you Rye Rivers?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Can I take a picture with you? Will you sign my?" I think it was your cowboy hat. And I was like, "You got the right guy?" And she's like, like my friend walked by. I'm like, "Did you put her up? Did he pay you to do this?" She's like, "I've never seen that man before in my life." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So it was just like, whoa, like we're doing something here. Like this is cool. I just got spotted. I'd never seen her before. Had no like mutual followers on Instagram. She was just a fan, and I was like, oh, cool. All right.
It's so important that you remember those moments because, it's not every day. And it is such a nice gesture when anyone comes up and asks to take pictures. Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because these guys know it. There's been a lot of musicians that have sat in that chair right there. Mm-hmm. Some with fans all over the country. And I'm not saying that everyone gets used to taking pictures with fans, but it's something like it just becomes your reality.
Yeah.
And, those moments of remembering your first time getting an autograph or being noticed in public, that gets lost in the sauce.
Absolutely.
And I'm guessing you must feel the same way because you feel at home in the studio, right?
Yeah.
You remember the first time you walked into a studio?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Overwhelming, crazy, like, oh my God. And there's other people in here besides just my producer. Okay. And it's like you're in a secluded room that's, blacked out. And sometimes if you're lucky enough, they have a monitor, you can see like everyone else in the room, but it's definitely something that takes getting used to. And that's why like I give so much credit to people who are just recording artists. Like they don't write, they don't play, but they just sing, because that's such an art in itself. Like a Celine Dion, a Whitney Houston, they never wrote anything, but they had the art of recording figured out. And it really is an art to be able to go in there and be able to access that part of yourself where you want to be honest, you want to tell the story, but you want to be locked in. And it's daunting at first. It's definitely overwhelming, but
a lot of people don't even understand when you tell them about, when you're in the studio having to bring up emotion in music, right? So like, talk to me about, your current music and your music today.
Yeah.
What's it been like to really get the feeling out from a more of a country angle?
It's been really empowering. I mean, I feel like it's the most authentic music I've ever created. So it's been a really like anthemic, fun, emotionally like stabilizing thing to do.
Well, it seems like you're giving me energy from it, man. I'm excited to see what else we go. Let's do 2 more of these.
Okay.
And then I'll leave you with my last 2 questions.
All right.
Another 2. Let's go. One more. Ooh. Ooh, okay. So this one says favorite gig story and why, and that could be anywhere in there.
I would probably say I've done a couple boat shows.
Ooh.
Boat shows. So in Fort Lauderdale, they have like the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show and the Palm Beach Boat Show, which are the biggest in the world, actually. So it's like, I think it's like $8 billion worth of yachts are there. And I got hired to play for one of the yacht brokerages, their like crew party. So all the crews off the yachts, and these people like to party. A lot of them are South African and they come in and they're crazy, right? This is their time to have fun. So I would think that because the energy of like the people, you know, just getting off the boats after working all day and doing that. And you're on like a floating barge, and we had the whole band, you know, it was a whole band thing. So I would say probably that one. Those are really fun. It's just like really bespoke, and you're surrounded by like super yachts with helicopters on them, and you have no idea like who's in the crowd, and it was just crazy. And the people were just having a jolly good old time. So
see, that's something that Nashville, people that perform in Nashville never do. They may do a boat party in Piercy Priest, and we're talking about just like those regular pontoons. We're not talking about $1 million, multi-million-dollar yacht.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to know in that story, how many people were in that yacht while you were performing? Or were you just performing on a yacht to people that were on like just land?
Yeah, so it's actually, they build out like they build the docks, floating docks in the marina, right? So they pack out the marina, right? The regular like, you know, slips that are there all the time, but then they build in like floating docks all throughout it. Yeah, so everything is, you know, it's just there for the event. So there's probably, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, a couple hundred people.
You say that so chilly. It's not easy, man. Like
it's true.
When you're singing in front, and see, that's what I mean about going back to like the autograph thing.
Yeah.
Is that I think as a musician, you start to become numb to what most people would be like, whoa, that's crazy. Like just sitting in front of this environment.
For real.
Can freak people out.
Absolutely.
So we start to feel more empowered by what we're able to do.
Right.
And not to make
giving yourself the freedom to do that too.
You know, so tell the people, you know, some piece of advice for a person that may be a little bit more introverted, maybe a little scared to really be their true authentic self.
Yeah.
What pieces of advice can you give them to, you know, get them out of their shell a little bit?
I would say just the day that you start being your authentic self is the day you're going to have the most fun. Like there's nothing better than being, you know, happy with who you are and living in your, you know, your authenticity. So I would say that, and giving yourself the permission and freedom to chase your goals. Like there's no better time than the present to get started. So, you know, do the damn thing, believe in yourself. You are good enough, you know, and just go after it, because no one's going to chase it for you. So
100%. All right. Well, we'll do one more because I'm curious to see where it takes us.
All right.
And give it a good spin.
Is there a free car on here somewhere?
There is not.
No, we don't have any. All right.
There's more water.
Water? I'll take some water. Is this the one? Did we get the one?
You know what? You can go and do it one more time because we got the same question.
How that
perfect.
Works.
All right, here we go.
This is the one.
I hope it is. No, but I'll tell you the one that it was supposed to be.
Okay.
What's your skincare routine?
My skincare routine.
But wait, that's not the question that was asked.
Okay.
It says top 3 favorite non-country albums.
Okay.
All right, and then put it down right there and answer.
So what am I answering? The skincare first?
You know, why not? Just, you know, I'm in Rye's world, so you answer the one you want.
I mean, I'll share a little info on my skincare. I'm big on skincare because having horrible allergies, I have really sensitive skin and stuff.
Never would have figured that.
So I've had to work with my dermatologist a lot to be able to like subdue I had really bad acne growing up. So to be able to get in like a regimen that works for that. So yeah, moisturizer every day, always SPF. Being in Florida all the time, you got to wear it all
Have
the time. But that's yeah.
That's it?
No.
give me the true
No,
thing.
I do like an acne cream, I do like an eye cream, and then I do moisturizer and then the SPF, and that's pretty much it. Always, you know, wash your face at night.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever done for your skincare routine that you may be a little embarrassed to say that you tried?
Oh, those peely masks that you put on and they like peel your eyebrows off. Hell no.
You're talking about the ones that are supposed to get all the gunk for like some deep way. Wait, you've actually done that? I've never done that.
Yeah, the black ones you put it on and it turns black.
You did the
whole
face?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be just the nose.
And then like the first time I did it, I like got it on my eyebrows and like up my nose, and I was like, ah! It was just, yeah.
Were you the one? See, I think about my girlfriend who's always tried to get me to put the black thing on the nose.
With your beard? Don't never do it.
Oh, I don't want to.
She must do that when she's mad at you and she's like, here, Tony, why don't you do this?
Yeah, right.
You got some blackheads, and she's like, put it on.
So you did it to yourself.
Yeah.
You put yourself through that pain.
Yeah, it was self-induced.
Oh man, what was the worst part of the face that actually got peeled off that just hurt?
The eyebrows. You get it in your hair and it's horrible. It really is crazy. I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna have no eyebrows.
Okay, and then what are your top 3 favorite non-country albums?
Thriller.
Yeah.
I'm such like a everything but the kitchen sink with the music I listen to. It really is. But I would say Thriller, probably the Rumor album by Fleetwood Mac, and Tapestry by Carole King.
Ooh, I love, you kind of took me all over the place there.
Yeah, I'm an old soul, so I think the 70s is probably one of my favorite eras of music.
100%. I agree with you 100%. And not to go on this big ramble, because you guys know I'll talk about the 70s all the time. It's just at that moment in society, I feel like they had something to say, and they expressed it very well in their music.
Absolutely.
Now we go to 2025 where there's so much music and there's not a lot being said.
I think it's because I think back in that day, first of all, everything was a lot more raw. You know, there's a lot of technology and stuff now. I mean, that's just tools, so not to take away from that. But I think everything was more raw, and I think people had more time to just like find themselves an artist and live in their artistry and like write the music. Where now it's like we have so many things, you know, that could pull your different attention throughout the day, where then there was no phones, there was a lot less distractions. I mean, I did a lot of drugs, but that's a different story.
And also there was
maybe that's where the music came from.
Civil rights and all these hard-hitting things.
It was a crazy time, I think, in our human history in America in particularly, and I think there was just so much more to talk about, and it was just a lot of time. Technology was advancing, you know, in crazy ways, and then from there you get into the 80s and like the new discoveries with like synths and everything. So I think it was just a really, you know, interesting time in music.
You know, speaking of interesting times, right? And then I'll leave you my last 2 questions. And my first of the last question is basically, we always have times in our heads where people are doubting you, or you have that little internal thing that's telling you not to do this, or you can't do this. Imposter syndrome. Yeah. You know, what are some things that help you go through every day without letting that little voice in your head slow you down? And what pieces of advice can you give the person that's watching this today to not let imposter syndrome keep them down?
I would say, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but the only person holding you back is the person in the mirror. Like, you know what I mean? So as long as you're cool with it, then that's all you can work from. Like if it's something that locks in with you and it sounds good to you and you want to do it, then do it. I would say writing is probably my biggest thing to help me get through that, kind of writing through those situations. I have a song called Keep Running that I'm working on getting produced now, which is like my own kind of personal anthem when I was in back home, like with my day job at the time, and my boss is like, you're gonna work here forever, you're gonna be here for the next 30 years, you know, and he knows damn well I'm pursuing music and stuff, you know, and like things like that. And it's like, man, if you let those people win, we don't let the haters win. Just keep going, you know? So you just put it into your music, put it into whatever you're doing, let it fuel you rather than, you know, take away from what you're doing. And just, I know I have no plan B. And if I wasn't doing music, I would be unhappy with my life. So I got to do it.
I love it. What are some things, some goals that you want to hit in 2025 and maybe even the top of 2026?
Again, I would love to at least open for a headliner, you know, get on the road. And start touring, you know, across the country is definitely, I love performing. That's one of my greatest things about music is connecting with people, even if it's just one person, you know, seeing the look on their faces when you're performing and just connecting with people. That's my big thing. But yeah, touring, I think doing like a full-fledged tour would be really cool. Having this song come out and just a big goal for me with music has always been connecting with people and letting music take me to different places in the world. I love traveling, so to be able to do that with music is always you know, that's a simple goal. And it's
no, man, that's an important goal. Yeah, because you know it's connection, it's travel, it's continuing being yourself and just being Rye all over the world. And that's what we want to see.
Absolutely.
Now, what I want to see is you had a special delivery this keyboard. Yeah. So I am very curious to see what song you're gonna play here. But the way we're gonna tee it off is you look straight in that camera right there. You say you say your name and you say, "This is how I walk the line," like the Johnny Cash song, Walk the Line. And then we'll transition into that song. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, after the applause.
This is pretty simple. I don't think I'll screw this up.
In 3, 2.
Hey, y'all, my name is Rye Rivers, and this is how I walk the line. What's it like to kiss a cowboy?
Does he taste like whiskey on your lips? Do you feel safe in his arms when he's holding you by the hips? What's he like to kiss a cowboy? Does he just come strolling into town, throwing his heart around, then takes a ride off in the sunset? Oh, what's it like to kiss a cowboy? Is he rough, tough, and gentle enough to hold your pretty heart in his hands? Does he ride, lie, string you by? Do you think he understands all the blood and the guts and the glory, all there is to his story? Is it hard to do if he's just passing through when you kiss a cowboy? Does he ever take his boots off? Yeah, when he tells you how he feels. Does he whisper like the wind does, 'cause he's scared of something real? Is he sweet like honeysuckle? Does he like to show off his big belt buckle? Does he do things that drive you crazy? Say yeehaw and call you baby. Come on, tell me now, what's it like to kiss a cowboy? Yeah, is he rough, tough, gentle enough to hold your pretty heart in his hands? Does he ride, lie, string you by? Do you think he understands all the blood and the guts and the glory, all there is to his story? Is it hard to do if he's just passing through when you kiss a cowboy? Does he hold you when you're lonely? Does he kiss you when you cry? Does he tell you that he loves you? Then he hangs you out to dry. Do his battle scars and his regular heart make him a harder man to love? Do you think he's good enough to have you love when you kiss a cowboy? Is he rough, tough, but gentle enough to hold your pretty heart in his hands? Does he ride, lie, and string you by? Do you think he understands all the blood and the guts and the glory, all there is to his story? Is it hard to do if he's just passing through when you kiss a cowboy? When you kiss a cowboy, when you kiss a cowboy.